Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. One Jack here, hopping into a running match for another cast of Counter-Strike between Gambit and G2. Exciting series so far. It's at 1-1. G2 taking the initial pistol off a great little set of kills from Jax. We're hopping into round two here. There, Gambit has forced up mostly on Deagles with the scout for Axile. G2 holding line with the better firepower, some control out long, doing some damage, definitely holding the advantage here. Great pick from Nico all the way through from Pit, taking up a lot of the CT's time as that bomb is already headed back towards mid. The B side is free. Nico finding two more kills all alone. The rest of G2 entirely irrelevant here. They're going to head out Cat to fight Shiro, who finds two heads. Oh my goodness, made that one expensive for G2, but they do, the Frenchmen, that is, do end up closing out their second round, and it'll be another save for Gambit here on Dust 2. Nico and Shiro carry fight that round. See who can do the most damage on their own with those scouts. Oh, beautiful little shot. How does he hit those? And then flicks back and takes Hunter down, going down to 20 HP. Shiro is not a player to be underestimated, even in a 5v1 with the scout. Hunter fast out the long doors, finds one, enters, will take his head off with that USP. Nexa babysitting that AK, does not want to give it over on this full save, and he'll get two kills, easy as you like, and he seems to be aware of this third player. He absolutely is. Enters, goes down, leaving Shiro all alone, this time not even a scout, and the positioning is terrible. Going to be headed all the way through tons to mid. Maybe hoping to find a gun to save or just to make it a little more expensive for the G2 side, but this third round is done and dusted. G2, quite a fun team to watch. They have been combo breakers for a lot of teams over the last few months. Nico especially, just an exceptional player at, I suppose, not giving into the hype and putting players off their streaks, putting them back in their place, reminding them that he is one of the greatest Counter-Strike players of all time. No matter the roster, no matter the situation, he can hang with the best of them. Nexa, great job here after giving up that first kill to prevent that round from spiraling out of control against the USPs. Round three here, Gambit on the full buy, Shiro on the op, Nico watching the cross, smoked off, not going to take the shot. Nafanian enters over towards mid and the B site. A lot of long control taken as Hobbit is pushed right up on double doors along with a bunch of utility, and that's where G2 are headed. 4 players in the bomb, but they think better of it. Seems like Hobbit's utility has shooed them away. We do have Hunter all the way up Cat, so it does look like an A-side play. No attention being given towards B yet. Enters, maybe going to take a look towards the upper tunnel's door. Hobbit in this hidden position. Dodges the flash, not able to find the kill. Jax will take him down. A bit of damage on Almanac in return. Shiro finishes Almanac off. That was the player G2 wanted dead, but the flash! Axile swings out and gets 3. Shiro with the last one. G2 mowed down coming out long. That's gotta hurt. Still though, full buy, no problem here. Hunter a little light, but that T-side economy, very favorable. Look at that spray down. Didn't show the flash on the kill feed, but it did look like the models were covering their eyes. Some excitement here from Nafany. You know he loves it when a set piece works off. The IGL for Gambit. Some utility going out towards long to hopefully pin the Gambit players down, but G2, they have a couple players pushed up mid here. Nafany going to be tested on these double doors. Does find the first. Is he aware of the second? He's going to smoke it off to stop Hunter from pushing through. Nexa also with him. Hunter taking that tight angle, can't find but a bit of damage onto Nafany, but they do have cat control due G2. Nico and Almanac playing a little bit split. Everyone kind of coming back together in mid. Hobbit needs to hold the line here, but he does have Nafany in support. G2 giving up that initial kill and taking a lot of damage and not really much gained. As Gambit still have a great setup across the entire CT side of this map. Double doors held, tunnels held, mid door held. G2 down under a minute here. Got to make something happen. Somebody needs to find a pick here. Almanac hopping up onto Xbox. Still doesn't see anything as Gambit have given a bit of space. They're going to retreat towards their respective bomb sites. 2B, 3A, pretty standard. And G2 come flying out Cat. Shiro finds the first onto Almanac, who was low. Hunter tapping away, not able to find Hobbit. Hobbit's so crisp with those rifles. Nexa will trade it out, but Shiro finds Nexa, leaving Nico all alone with that op. 16 health and a dream. Nafany, absolutely immortal on those double doors. Him and Hobbit held the line so well. G2 not able to find any purchase in that round. Speaking of, no purchases here as they will be on a save. Scrappy game so far. Shiro has been rock solid over here with this op. Climbing up the scoreboard and destroying G2's efforts towards the long side of the map. Shiro up onto 6 kills. Hobbit and Inters only on 1 apiece, but Hobbit held a lot of ground that round. Nico on the other side. This series really has been a duel between him and Shiro. Shiro perhaps coming out ahead in terms of pure opping, but Nico having major impact nearly every single round. Looks like another cat set piece. They've not had any luck getting into this A bomb site for over the last few rounds. And Shiro's op still watching the cross. He always hits that first one. Amanek again. Oh, and the collateral takes Nexa down to, yeah, and the frag will finish him off. This cat play dismantled. Hunter does do well to find Axile's head, but yeah, those pistols up against Shiro's op. 2 quick bullets. From Shiro's op and 3 G2 players left with a total of 10 health. Another buy coming in from G2. Score is tied 3-3. Gambit, ever since they bought up, have looked pretty untouchable. Nico looking for a pick mid or to get some info. Of course, it's smoked off. Not much gained here. G2 kind of spread out across the map, perhaps hoping to find an early pick or some info. So we do have Nafany on that secondary op, watching through mid, waiting for someone to push the doors, and Hunter may give him what he's looking for. Nafany definitely hears this, goes for the wall bang, does not connect. And send the HE through, also does not connect. Hunter got out in time. Nafany retreats to truck. Shiro's going to push on up cat. Molotovs from either team blanketing that area. Early pick from Amanek here would be wonderful, but there are 2 players on that B site. This does mean that Long's a little under defended. Nexa could be the difference maker here. If he can find that duel onto Axile, finally a crack in Gambit's defenses, but doesn't look like the play. More action up cat. Maybe they can make this work with a full buy, but Shiro pushed so far up. Again, good for the first. And gets out cleanly. Molotov to stop Hunter from refragging. Does get the bomb back, though. G2 down a man, but not out of the round. Gambit playing this one very passive. Shiro did have that little bit of aggression. Hobbit in CT finds Hunter on the drop down. Nexa will trade him out. 3v4 for G2. Amanek walks out of the smoke and to B and loses out to Inters. Does some damage in return, which he did well to do, but G2 just bashing their heads against a brick wall here. Only 1 kill, and it was a trade on this whole T-side round. They need to figure something out if they want any chance at breaking this economy and coming out of this first half on this 3rd map with a lead. They've got to figure out a way to beat the Gambit defense. Gambit's money is starting to get out of hand here. As after this full buy with 2 ops, most players on 6K, about on average, it's going to need to be a couple of clean rounds from G2 as they are not even going to force around these saved weapons. It's just Mac 10, Deagle, or Tech 9s and Deagles. And then Nico and Nexa with their saved rifles from the previous round. Nico going aggressive for a pick mid. Nafany gets Jax. That was not one of the guns, so not the end of the world. Nico going super aggressive. He wants to be the one who finds the crack in the defense, and he hits Shiro on the quick scope. Beautiful opening. That's huge. If they can recover that up, Nico should be able to. No, doesn't want to risk it. They're just going to head towards tons, hoping that that divide in the middle gives them a numbers advantage on this B site, which it does, but absolutely not a firepower advantage. Hobbit finds the first 2. Those are the pistol players. Rifles coming out, and we have Nico all alone after Nexa goes 1 for 1, but Inters finds him from window. And it was a good effort by G2, that quick, aggressive push from Nico, taking down Shiro. But remember, Nafany had already found Jax at that point, and the firepower advantage was severely in Gambit's favor. Yeah, absolutely take a timeout here, G2. They should, yeah, they have a pretty reasonable buy here. Probably no op for Nico, but on the T side, that's not the end of the world. They need to find something here. The scoreline is still pretty close, but ever since Gambit have bought guns, G2 just haven't even come within shouting distance of a plant. Yeah, look at that. They had the pistol and then a couple of forces, and then they've just gotten their hands slapped every time they've reached for a bomb site since. Let's see what Nexa can come up with. Nexa and Co. coming out of this timeout. Nico on the scout. Interesting. Maybe just going to try and do some damage through mid. No, looks like the play will be towards long. For Nico at least, but the bomb is going fast to B. They're running full speed down to lower. And 4 players from Gambit out long absolutely annihilate Amanek coming through that door, but that's a lot of info. That gives G2 the go-ahead to take this mid control here. They saw those 4 players towards long, and now they're streaming through CT, and Hunter is found through the smoke. Nafany holds strong outside double doors. Jax trades it out, but now it's just him and Nico, and Hobbit on this fast flank. Oh, Nico, too many angles to look at. Axile finds him on the CT boxes. Jax left all alone on the B site. He does have control, but the bomb is sitting out in mid with the entire Gambit firing line staring at it from CT, daring Jax to take a peek. He's waiting for the push through tons, but it does not look like Hobbit's going to give it to him. Jax maybe going to try and flash out, find 1 or 2. No such luck. Axile executes him, and Gambit just so decisive on these defenses. They got that pick long and just didn't even give a thought to holding the line. They just immediately tear back towards mid, get to CT before G2 are able to get through the doors. And just that couple extra seconds of Gambit rotating faster than G2 pushed off the info of how many players were on long was enough that they get Hunter through the smoke, they get the 1-for-1, and they get their 6th round. G2 back on pistols. It's like fast B is the order of the day. Enters alone on that site with Nafany in mid. There's a bit of mid pressure. Hunter, not really any damage found, but hopefully has kept these players in mid. Enters to be tested. Nafany will find Nafany found Hunter, enters, finds 2, and takes no damage. Rock solid defense playing off that pillar, and the rotates coming fast enough. G2, you know, it's pistols on Dust 2. Expectations are low, but almost nothing done there. And these banks, Shiro on 13K, Axile on 12, Enters on 11. This money will keep him going right through the rest of the half, and it is looking to be a dominant half for Gambit. G2 here with a full buy will be one of their last ones of this half, probably. Their loss bonus will start getting up. They should get a few more towards the end, but they need to make something happen here if they want this series to stay close. They've made it look so good so far against the #1 team in the world in Gambit. Shiro with the aggressive cat peek, flashed off the angle, no damage found, but definitely some info. He knew those players were in lower tons, and that HE on the way out smacks Hunter down to 47 health. Nico watching the mid, and there's that one-way smoke onto the hinges. But Gambit don't peek it. G2 still just probing, looking everywhere they can, unable to find a crack in Gambit's defenses. Nexa, there's nobody there on long. He's going to smoke off and flash. Nexa is going to be getting a little bit of space here towards long. And not confident in taking it. The bomb all the way over in tons. Just not worth the risk. And that was the gap. That was the spot Gambit are not covering right now. G2 not able to capitalize as they're headed back towards mid. Nafany on these double doors, rock solid when tested a couple rounds ago. The flash is going to come out. G2 did not push off it, still just holding space. Nico headed up cat, gonna maybe drop the bomb back down, looking around with that op. Nafany actually should have heard that because it bounced off the box. So he knows there's still players right here on mid around this smoke, and he's going to push in close on this door and try and get as much info as he can. Shiro with this aggressive cat peek, smothering defense. I feel like I've said it every time I've casted Gambit, but it's still true. Nafany finds the first onto the low health player, and Hunter not traded out, and he gets 2 more. Enters and Hobbit off cat. G2 annihilated in seconds. And those banks, oh my goodness, Gambit with a completely dominant half. They made their first buy 8 in a row since then. And this hasn't even been close. G2 G2 were picking Dust 2 for a while here. They were actually on an unfortunate streak of picking Dust 2 and getting slapped on it. There were a few series where they won their opponent's map pick, went to Dust 2, and were losing like 16-5, 16-3. I'd have to look at the numbers to be sure, but it does not look like they have their T side figured out. And they've started picking Mirage instead, which didn't go great this series, but seems like they have some questions to answer about their T side on this map. Maybe it's just Gambit's defense that good. Nafany, finally a trade happens for G2 at least, and they're in a 4v4. Should be able to recover that gun with that smoke. Amanek just surrounded by Molotovs, goes down to Inters. Scared little rabbit caught in a trap. Hobbit and Inters with this crossfire should be holding strong. Nexa does well to find Inters, and they know where Hobbit is. Not able to quite connect with the head, but there he gets it. Nexa in the actual even firepower duel for once is gonna get a bomb plant. Some dollars in the bank at least. He will die to Axile coming up from tunnels. But finally, that is G2's first bomb plant since Gambit's first buy round, I believe. And it was just kind of a consolation prize. Nexa had basically zero chance of winning that round. But solid bank here for G2. Should be buying probably out the rest of the half unless things go real disastrously. Not out of the question, though. Yeah, G2 picking Mirage there, you can see, and losing 8-16. But then able to find Train, which pretty incredible to find Train against the #1 team in the world when you are severely out-opped by one of the best oppers in Counter-Strike right now. No small feat, but another Opera's playground. Shiro up on 10 frags, Nafany and Hobbit on 11. And Enters frags a little lower, but has been unbeatable on that B side as well. G2, what can they come up with coming out of this timeout? Now, I don't want to make it seem like it's all doom and gloom. G2 are absolutely a team that can clear the fog from their heads. These are experienced players. These are tenacious players. If they can finally find a crack, maybe get a couple of rounds, 9-5 half on the T side, or sorry, I guess a 9-6 half while you're on your T side of Dust 2. Not the end of the world. Definitely recoverable. And G2 are a team that are prone to bad starts to maps and then turning it around. And Gambit know this. Gambit are not going to take their foot off the gas here. But that 9-6 sounds a whole lot better than a 12-3. Time to pull out some stops, G2. Find something here. At least find some picks. Put Gambit in an uncomfortable position. Wreck these default setups that have just been unbeatable thus far. Nafany looking for a pick mid. It's smoked off. G2 players streaming out towards the edges of the map. We have Jax tearing out long. He does make it out on the flashes, but Hobbit from Pit will kill him dead. And G2 heading back towards mid. Nafany holding close on these doors. Finds the first. Sprayed down through the door by Hunter. 3v4 for G2, and there's only one player on the other side of these smokes. Oh no, this wrap's coming in fast though. Axile from the top of mid is only able to find one before he's traded out by Amanek, but Hobbit on the flank goes 1-for-1 as well, leaving Nico in a 1v2 with 15 health. It was a decent idea from G2, but their inability to challenge that B-side door is really hurting them. They keep coming back to mid and getting pinched from all sides, and Shiro finishes it off with the deagle. That's a couple of rounds now. They've tried the same thing where they try to pull some attention over towards long with one or two players, and that player keeps just dying and giving up the man advantage without getting anything done. And then Gambit are snapping to punish that, and they immediately tear through the B doors for the mid pinch. And when G2 can't get any control coming out of tunnels, they can't get through the double doors, they can't hold long doors, and they have no presence up cat at mid position is just horrible. They're shot at from literally 4 directions. And this is several full buy rounds now that have been absolutely dismantled by those 4 directions. So G2 again taking control of mid, hoping to make some decisions here. They're sneaking up cat. Nafany is holding an aggressive angle, and Shiro is going to make it towards Car. Nafany finds the first onto Nico. That's got to hurt. And Shiro comes tearing up towards Car and finds one as well. No kills on the side of G2, but they at least have a bomb site. And Jax able to find that one onto Shiro and get out clean. Axile running up a ramp trying to take it, and he will get the wallbang kill. Thanos quote coming to mind here. All that for a drop of blood. G2 giving up their entire team just to kill Shiro and then a 1-for-1 onto Axile. Don't even get the bomb plant. Gambit just so disciplined. This time, like, Shiro's had a lot of success with those aggressive cat peeks and has basically never been punished for it. Nafany doing it there as he gets that first one out of Nico, the most important player G2 want alive, almost certainly. Although only 7 kills so far this round. And yeah, generally Nexa top fragging is not a good sign. As their IGL, of course, he can frag well, but that generally means that, as it does in this case, that Almanac, Jax, and Hunter are struggling to find any impact. And they just don't check the spot. Oh, G2. They'll find the trade onto Hobbit, but that spot has netted Gambit an opening kill a few times here. Jax finds another 1-for-1, and it is a 3v3, although G2 are outgunned and out health pooled. Enters, does get Nico off the headshot. That was well done. But this is a bomb site for G2. Shiro has the bomb pinned. Does he know that Jax has the bomb and can't get through? There's lots of time here. We have Axile going all the way through T-spawn to tons. Jax and Nexa, what do they do here? Just Molotovs, nothing that's gonna help Jax make this cross. Just gonna wait, I suppose. We have Nexa creeping up. He could lose this. They double swing! Extremely well done by G2, exactly figuring out the situation they were in and the correct decision. And Jax with a crisp headshot to take Shiro out of the round, get that bomb plant, and it looks like a fourth for G2 unless Axile pulls out something miraculous against these AKs. Jax watching window. Axile can't find him. Jax playing the back of the box, interesting angle, and Gambit finally a crack is found in the defense. Yeah, we're looking back. Here was that first streak, and then here it was. Axile got a gun, Shiro got his op, and that was all she wrote for the next 9 rounds. 11 rounds, excuse me. The 11-4 half in favor of Gambit. G2 have their work cut out for them. This is going to be a tough comeback, but getting on that CT side might make life a little bit easier, force Gambit to make the plays, make the decisions, and we'll be back at you with that second half shortly. All right, welcome back to this second half. Gambit with a commanding lead there. CT side looking damn near unbeatable. They lost the 3 opening rounds, and then the very final round was a tight affair off some incredible shots from Jax for G2 to pull one back. They have a tall task ahead. They're going to need 11 rounds here on their CT side to bring us into overtime, or 12 for the victory. Gambit looking for a fast B play, and we do have 2 players in Amanek and Jax with some aggression towards tons. Oof. This is risky against the Glocks. Jax takes a dink, goes down to 6 health, and is going to back on out. Amanek holding the close angle. Gambit have already pushed out towards mid. G2 completely unable to crack these mid doors on their T side. Let's see if Gambit fare any better. Hunter holding the line, hoping to find a quick head tap. Knows there's a few players here, should be calling for help. Nexo in support. Nico is all alone over on the A side of the map, and Gambit head up towards Cat. It seems like they've made the right call. Not going too fast here, and it's giving G2 time to head through CT. Gambit just holding some good map control here. They're not pushed through any of the major choke points, but they have their options open. And Nico, with so much on his shoulders right now, he's responsible for Cat and Long all by his lonesome, as G2 players are only CT and B site. And the Cat aggression is going to come out. Nico does find the first and the second. G2 did well to put their trust in him. Nafany will finally get him back, but Nexa trades Nafany out. Shiro's left all alone, does find the first. In a 1v2 here, he's got a player in CT to beat. And he does in a one-tap with that P250 onto Hunter. Amanek should know where the bomb is, and this duel is everything for G2. They need to win this. Shiro looks ready for it. He spotted the head. He absolutely saw Amanek's helmet out there, and he's going to be sprinting off towards the B site. Shiro Oh, Amonek's dead. Oh, Shiro does not connect the headshot. Shiro barely has time to plant. He will get it off. Amonek sprinting through is not going to be in time to stop the bomb plant, but can he get Shiro before he resets? No, Amonek's not going to go through the doors yet. Playing this very patient. Both players around half health. But now Shiro in a major advantage. Amonek not able to stop Shiro from getting that bomb plant down. It's going to head through the double doors, and Shiro, oh no, G2. That was the backbreaker. Shiro finds that 1v3 with the bomb plant. The money that earns, just crushing to G2. And Amonek with a decent try, but peeking out with half of him hanging out towards these double doors, just not a good guess on Shiro's positioning there. And Shiro has established himself as one of the best players to come out of the CIS region in a very long time. Absolutely incredible. Ice in his veins. Can never count him out of the round. The frustration, yeah, G2 just not a lot of energy over on their side right now. They know this is a very tall order, and losing that pistol makes things so much worse. Forcing up here, Mac 10s, Galils, and the scout for Shiro. Meanwhile, over on the G2 side, just Deagles and Amonek on the scout. Gets tagged by Shiro. They just can't find a consolation. At least Shiro misses the second one and doesn't get the kill. Nafany is out double doors, smokes off the Molotov, and Nexa would love to find a kill here, but no, Nafany blows his head off, goes down low from those Deagle shots, but yeah, G2 crumbles around long. Amonek taking a peek here. Hobbit against Jax, both going down low. Amonek does find the tag onto Axile. A couple of Gambit players very low could go down to these scouts, but Shiro through mid doors. Yeah, the 5v2 is just, even if you're hitting some good shots, it's just pretty impossible. All 5 players dead for G2, all 5 alive for Gambit, 13-4. No money for G2. This one is, I hesitate to call it over, but it's hard to see a path back into this for G2. Excellent work to get Train over Gambit as discussed. That's an achievement to beat a team like Gambit without a designated opper while your roster's still in flux. But just not able to come up with the goods in Dust 2. And I'm going to take a look at G2's history on Dust 2 over the last few series, because it feels like they do not have this map figured out. At least not against the likes of Gambit. And long control already taken. Axile going to throw the molly towards car and clear everything. And it's full USPs over on the G2 side. They're stacked in CT. It seems like they're ready for this. As ready as they possibly can be, again, with just a single flash for Nico. Oh, Shiro finds Amonek jumping across the boxes, and the flash is going to come out. G2 tear out and get nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nico kind of flashing Jax's. Axile and Hobbit just annihilating the G2 side. I don't even know if they did any damage there. This is it, G2, 14-4. You've got a bye here. Amonek on the op. Oh, the spray control from Axile is gorgeous. Yeah, when I see, even when I see 4 players with pistols, I'm shooting directly between all of them the whole time. That is not an easy situation to stay disciplined. And Axile, one of the premier riflers in Counter-Strike right now, and he shows us why. G2 last chance here with these rifles. Nico going to take some damage from some HEs, but sends some back towards Gambit in return. Axile is out long. So this is a big difference. G2 almost never got any info out long without losing a player for it. And they were also finding these cat picks really consistently. As I say that, Amonek does get it, but see, we have Axile with long control, and that's going to spur some rotations from Gambit. Shiro's going to head out towards long on that scout still. This is sort of a bonus round for Gambit. Did not invest in the op, and Hobbit finds Amonek through the smoke. That was the opper. That's got to hurt. Is he ready for Nexa? Looks like he absolutely is aware. Nexa takes Hobbit down to 4 health and will finish him off with the wallbang. Inter's not in position to trade. Still working on climbing up the boxes. Nico and Nexa are going to head out towards Cat to try and hold this cross. And Inters finds Nico on the Cat rotate, and Nexa's now completely pinched with 2 G2 players still clear on the other side of the map. Nexa needs to win this, and he does not. Inters finds the headshot down at 7 health. Hunter going to send the HE and does connect onto enters. That's great news, at least. 2v2. Similar firepower here. Axile wants that one tap. He's got his Galil holstered. The boost. Jax gets the information, but can't connect the shot. He's going to jump up. Can't find Axile still. Running low on time. There's no kid on the G2 side. Taking some damage, but Axile goes down to 1 HP. Hunter will find it. The finisher. Shiro all alone. Oh, Jax. A chance. And Shiro is just unbeatable. 19-6 on this guy. And that is the second 1vx he's pulled off. Series point for Gambit. Pretty weak buy on the G2 side. That's done and dusted, folks. It's over. Wrap it up. Gambit are just so smart. They make no mistakes in their positioning. It is just damn near impossible to catch them unprepared from an angle they're not watching. And the second you give up any amount of map, they snap it up and just smother you without ever giving you a fair fight. When they lose, it feels like it's just mechanics. It's just getting outdueled on even fights. It seems like they can't be tricked. They can't be outpositioned, at least not by any of the teams we have here right now. Even Heroic beating them in that absolute slobber knocker of a finals to ESL Pro League got annihilated most of the first 3 maps, and then it seems like they mostly won just on stamina, as well as some great individual plays. G2 not coming up with the goods here against Gambit on Dust 2, as they have not been able to maintain map control, not been able to win their duels, not been able to catch Gambit unprepared anywhere on the T or CT side. Last chance here, Deagle on Nico. Mediocre smattering of weapons and utility for the rest of G2. Gambit fully bought, fully prepared, long control gained. Hobbit probably going to find the first onto Hunter here, as Hunter is not prepared for this angle. No, does not give him the peek. Jax taking a look out towards the spawn. If he pushes out those doors, he's dead. He's walked the whole way, though, so that's not much info for Hobbit. We have 4 G2 players, or Gambit players, excuse me, with long control. Looks like an execute's coming in. 3 G2 players along that A side and Cat. So this is the best setup you could hope for, honestly. See if they can do something with it. Keep in mind, Nico just on that Deagle, Amanek on the Scout. They need to hit some crisp shots if they want to hold the line here. But it seems like G2 are ready. Amanek Hunter has pushed up through CT. Jax is holding mid, so they are in position and ready. It almost feels like Gambit are just daring them. You know what? We're going to quit pranking you. We're going to quit catching you unprepared. We're going to give you a fair fight here. Give you one shot to get back into this map. And Hunter and Nico deliver 2 crisp headshots, but Nafany had already pushed up to Goose and finds one trade out onto Nexa. Oh my goodness. After those initial headshots, Gambit immediately pull it back to a 2v2. And that frag finding Nico will get the bomb plant down, leave Jax all alone with the FAMAS against 2 rifles. Can he deliver? Absolutely not. Nafany blows his head off. And with that, G2's chances in this series, it's done. I called it early, but I was not wrong. Gambit with an absolutely smothering, masterful play on Dust 2, close out the series 2-1 over G2. Exceptional work, and Gambit, always a pleasure to watch. I've been One Jack, you've been great, and I'll see you for my next cast.